guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an awesome day so far. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for weekly videos. They're pretty awesome, so I wouldn't want you to miss out. So today, you guys clicked on this video to learn all about makeup brushes. So I'll tell you what brushes I like to use, what I use them for, and what brushes I think you need to have in your collection. So if you want to hear about all that goodness, then just keep watching. The first thing I do when I do my makeup is my eyebrows. So this is an eyebrow brush that I use. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pencil. I think it's number 12, the brush. So it really just has a very small angle on the front. This is my favorite brow brush when I use gels or powders because it is so thin. You can get a really nice clean line. It's perfect for sparse brows, thick brows, whatever you're trying to do. I promise you this brush can do it. It's also really nice because it has the little spoolie on the end, so if you get a little too much product somewhere in your brow, you can just use this to blend it all out. So yeah, I would definitely recommend having a brow brush like this in your collection. Or if you just fill in your brows using a brow pencil, then you might not need a brow brush. But if you're like me and you like to switch it up between the pencils, gels, and powders, then I would definitely recommend having one of these in your collection. Another thing you should definitely have in your collection is a concealer brush. This one is from e.l.f. and this one I use every day under my eyebrows. I'm not joking, literally every day. So it might look deceiving at first, but the tip of it is actually really thin, and this allows me to get up really close to the bottom of my brows to give it a really nice clean line. Also, you can use this on any other spots on your face to apply concealer if you don't want to use your fingers. So I would definitely recommend having one of these brushes in your collection. So moving on to eyeshadow brushes, there are 1,000 different types of brushes out there that all work very well, but I'm going to show you some of my staple items in my collection. So after I do my eyebrows, I move on to eyeshadow. This is a big, large, fluffy crease blending brush. It is perfect for setting your eye primer or even laying down the first few shadows. It's also amazing if you bring your eyeshadow up too high and you just run this over really quick. This will take care of the problem. This is an amazing brush. It's from BH Cosmetics. So I would definitely recommend looking into a large fluffy brush like this for your eyes. Next, moving on to normal size blending brushes. This is a Morphe B81. This is perfect for laying down a transition color, blending out anything in the crease. This will really do the job. It's amazing. I use it in probably every tutorial that you've ever seen on my channel. This is one of my favorite brushes. It's definitely one of my staple items, and it's also very affordable. The next brush I would recommend getting is a little bit more dense. This is a Wet n Wild crease brush. I just picked it up. It's probably one of the softest brushes I've ever picked up in my life. This is also amazing in the crease or to blend out transition colors. You can pack product on with this. This is kind of like a multi-purpose brush, so I would definitely look into a denser crease or blending brush. The next blending brush in my collection that I use in like every video is a Morphe B38 brush. This one is tapered at the end, so this will allow you to really get into your crease or on your outer corner. This is perfect for laying down dark shadows and blending them out for a little bit more definition. I don't know what I did before I had this brush. It's amazing. I use it all the time. I would definitely recommend checking this one out if you're looking for a smaller tapered blending brush. Moving on to smaller blending brushes and detailer brushes. This is the Morphe B42. I use this in every video. This is a very dense, small pencil kind of bullet brush. It's amazing for blending underneath your eyes, down here on your lash line. I use it every day. It's also really good for packing on dark colors because it is so dense, and then you can drag them up into your crease, and then that's usually when I would go back in with the Morphe B38 and start to blend that out. This one here is a Morphe B19. It's a flat brush, kind of almost like a shader brush, but it's really small, so it's amazing for getting into your inner corner or for a brow bone highlight. This is primarily what I would use this for. Every once in a while I do like to pack some color onto this and put it onto the center of my lid if I'm really looking to make it pop. So yeah, I would definitely recommend checking out a very small, almost kind of like a mini shader brush for your eyeshadow. Moving on is another brush you guys see me use all the time. This is the NYX Detailer brush. It has a very pointy tip, so it's really amazing for packing product onto your lower lash line without losing really any pigment. You can also use this for your inner corner highlight. Next up is my favorite little smudger brush for my lower lash line and smoky eyes. This is just the Real Techniques accent brush. Like I said, I really like to use this to smudge. If I'm doing a smoky eye, I typically put gel eyeliner on my lower lash line and blend it down. This is the brush I use it to blend with. It's very clean, very precise. I would definitely recommend getting a smudger brush into your collection. To pack any color onto my eyelids, my all-time favorite brush is this one right here. It's the Morphe S28. Like I said, this I use to pack color onto my eyelids. That's actually what I used on my eyelids today, is this brush. You can also use this brush wet or dry, so it's really good for if you have shimmery shades that you're trying to bring out more. You can use this brush. It's very affordable, and you definitely need to have a flat shading brush in your collection. Moving on to the face brushes, this is actually a sponge, obviously. It's the Real Techniques Complexion Sponge. I use this for my foundation and my concealer most of the time. I just think this gives the most amazing finish. You can use it with water, you can spray some Fix Plus on it. These are really easy to wash. This is all preference, you don't need it, but I definitely like these, and this is probably about $5 or $6 at Ulta. So if you've been thinking about looking into a beauty sponge, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. One of my favorite foundation brushes is this one. It's the Real Techniques Buffing Brush. This was the first foundation brush I ever bought. It's very dense, so it's good for blending out and getting your product in your face. I would definitely recommend this one. It doesn't leave any streaks. It's very good, it's very thorough, and it does its job well. The next brush I wanted to talk to you guys about is the e.l.f. Stippling Brush. This is perfect for blending out creams, so you can blend out contour, blush, concealer. This pretty much does it all. You can also blend out your foundation with this, so this can kind of be an all-in-one face brush if you really want to look at it that way. I think this is $3, so this brush does it all. It's synthetic hair. It's got the little stippled ends, hence the name, which really, in other terms, just kind of gives you the most flawless effect. You don't see these little tiny brush strokes, so I would definitely recommend getting one of these for your collection. This one right here is the e.l.f. Blush Brush. This is what I use to set my concealer under my eyes and on the rest of my face. This is very dense, so it picks up a lot of product, but it doesn't necessarily lay it all down, which is why I love it. That eliminates the cake face under your eyes, or under my eyes at least. So this is a good brush for setting under eyes, concealer. You can set the rest of your face with this, and this just goes to show that you really can use whatever makeup brush you want for anything. This is a blush brush, but clearly you don't see me putting blush on under my eyes. This is the e.l.f. Kabuki Face Brush. It's very dense, so it picks up a lot of powder, and what I do with it, you guys have seen me do it if you watch my videos, is I like to just dip it into my product and just buff the rest of it onto my face. This really spreads everything else out. It doesn't lack in coverage, so by that I mean it lays the product down, but it does not make you look cakey. It's very nice. I would definitely recommend checking out a kabuki brush if you're a person who sets your face regularly. Moving on to contour and bronzer, one of the brushes that I love, all time love to bronze my face with is this Up and Up brush from Target. It's just a big fluffy brush. It's not dense and it's not dense. It's the perfect amount for bronzer. It never piles too much on, but it doesn't not pile enough on. It leaves the perfect amount. So I would definitely recommend checking this out. You can even use this to set your face, lay down blush, bronzer. You can squeeze it like this to give you a contour. It's really an all-in-one brush, just like the e.l.f. stippling one, so I would check it out. One of my favorite brushes to use for contour and blush is the Morphe M405 brush. It's just an angled brush and it's not very dense, so it doesn't pack product on, which is perfect for contour and blush because it's really easy to overdo those. So if you are new to contouring or you're worried that you're putting on too much blush, I would definitely recommend a small angled brush. This will help you so much. It works wonders. It's easily one of my favorite contour brushes. Now, if you're going for a straight line contour, this is the NARS ITA brush. As you can see, it's a very, very thin brush. It's not dense, so it's not going to pack on your contour, but it is going to give you a nice sharp line and really bring those cheekbones out. Moving on to my blush brushes, these are two of my favorite brushes. This one is actually the e.l.f. Complexion brush, meaning you can use this all over your face for whatever you want. You can use it to set your face, blush, contour, powder, highlight, whatever you want to do with it, you can do with it. But I personally like to use this for blush, so this is really just another large fluffy brush. It is a little bit more dense than that Target one that I was talking about, so I would definitely recommend checking this one out. It's pretty cheap and it's really, really nice. This brush is a little bit more dense. It's just a fluffy brush from BH Cosmetics. It's pink, it's not dirty, it's just the color of the brush. And since it's not as dense as the other brush that I just mentioned, I really like to use this for either A, my less opaque blushes so I can pack the color on, or B, my very, very opaque blushes so I can lightly apply it. It's a really good blush brush. So as you guys can see, I use a lot of big fluffy brushes on a day-to-day basis. I would definitely recommend checking one out. There's all types of different densities, different brush lengths, different hair lengths. Whatever works best for you is what I would get into your collection, but definitely recommend getting a big fluffy brush. Moving on to highlight, I like to use this one. This is the NYX fan brush, and this is really good for if you have chalkier or chunkier highlights. The little bristles kind of break up the highlight and makes it look a little bit more natural when you apply it. I actually used this brush today. I used the Aurora highlight, so as you can see, it does a really good job. I hope you can see. I hope the camera picks it up. But I would definitely recommend checking out a fan brush. There's a lot of affordable ones. Like I said, this one is from NYX, which is a drugstore company. So if you are just getting into highlight, definitely check this out. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Don't forget to leave your opinions down in the comment section, and don't forget to check out the description box because I will have every brush that I mentioned listed in it, as well as the links to my other social media platforms so we can stay connected in between videos. Until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!